you doing?
I'm thinking.
Haha, good ideas will come from imitating the thinker.
I saw the thinker in a bookstore. He must be the embodiment of wisdom. I want to be as smart as him.
Speaking of sculptures, you must have been to the August 1st Memorial Hall.
Yes, madam.
Do you remember the relief sculpture at the entrance?
I got it. The Memorial Tower on Body Square also has a similar relief.
Yes, the record a sense of great historical significance in the Nanchang uprising. The relief is so vivid that the scenes of the war at that time seem to be reappearing on it. It's really inspiring.
Sculpture has more impact than photographs and paintings.
Teacher, are the small objects we need in the party class sculpture?
Yes, the concept of sculpture is very broad, and modern sculpture pays more attention to historical significance.
Teacher, I want to make a sculpture for my friends. Could you please help me?
Sure, but you have to practice the basic skill and sculpture your idea first.
I know.
Hello everyone, welcome to the class. Today, let's talk about the language of sculpture design culture.
Hello everyone. Hello Professor Chiu. As we know, sculpture refers to the ornamental objects and the monuments carved to beautify the environment or used for commemorative significance, which have certain meanings, symbols, or pictographs, and is also a kind of plastic arts.
Yes, the sculpture, also known as statue, is the general name of three kinds of creative methods of carving, engraving, and shaping. The sculpture design art, both in China and the West, has a long history, but the concept is different, and the cultures that the works reflects are different.
Before religion intervened in sculpture, people in clan societies reproduced life in the form of painting and sculpture. At that time, the role of writing was limited, and the only appropriate ways to represent life were painting and sculpture. Sculptures are made of clay, wood, or stone that can be seen everywhere.
The ancient Greeks followed the Egyptians in using marble as their main building materials, changed their early use of wood and mudstone, and began to use marble to engrave huge figures. In the middle of 7th century BC, not only learning the ancient Egyptian engraving technology, but also cultivating the inspiration to create standing portrait with the ancient Egyptian scaling system. The great ancestors of ancient Greece had standing figures, and the Crete and the Mycenae were in close contact with ancient Egypt, which was reflected in ancient Greek sculptures.
Then, which period could the art of Chinese sculpture date back to, and what types of sculptures were produced?
The Chinese sculpture art dated back to the Stone Age and the Pottery Age. By self-research and self-innovation, it focused on wheels and ornaments in animal shapes, and man's statue in kneading model, small and rough in form and rich in human feelings.
And after that, the Xiashangzhou Age came. The Bronze Age started.
That's right. In the Bronze Age, initial characteristics of sculpture art took form of exaggeration, deformation, particular ornamentation for the majesty and mystery, reflecting the aesthetic view of the Shang and the Zhou dynasties. And the Ding was typical of the sculptures in this period.
What are the differences between Chinese and Western sculptures?
Chinese sculpture art is mainly incarnated in
mausoleum,
sculpture and religious sculpture, and Western sculpture art is
mainly
incarnated in figure sculpture and religious sculpture, and figure sculpture is the main form in Chinese
mausoleum,
sculpture, and therefore figures sculpture and religious sculpture can best reflect two sculpture design, cultural languages of China and the West.
Later in the course, we will introduce to you more details about Chinese and Western figures and religion sculptures.
That's all for today's
sharing.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.